Hello and welcome to Stars Without Number. I've lost my voice. Stars Without Number, Abaddon, week 8. I'm going to hand it to Liam so he can hand it back to one of us. Oh, I'm going to mute Twitch. Sorry about that. Twitch was not muted, so you guys all heard backfeed. I'm going to hand it to Liam so he can hand it to someone else so they can recap what happened last time and I can stop talking. Liam?
Thanks, Matt. Don't know what happened to your voice. That's
I
good.
don't know either, just was all of a sudden.
Where did that
So,
come from? You're speaking normally.
Does anyone else remember what happened last week? Last week was kind of an important session.
Yes, we we boarded the ship. And then killed the people, then almost got killed ourselves because we're shit.
No. We boarded a ship and our psychic tried to kill us.
Yeah, that's what I recall as well.
That's
not exactly what happened.
I think you're forgetting that the most important character in this whole story is I'm muted, aren't I?
She spent 10 minutes
he's just ignoring me.
Arguing with the captain of the ship instead of just opening the lock to talk to them in person.
I mean, they locked me out of the console. What did you want me to do?
I think you're forgetting that Myra saved your lasses. Like, she killed two people.
Our lasses?
I killed 2 people.
I also killed 2 people.
Our NPCs also saved our asses.
Yeah, but I also literally saved your asses because I healed you. Because you were gonna die.
Yeah, I didn't need healing.
No, I know you didn't, but, like, I did anyway, because we didn't know at the time, and you would have been dead.
Yeah. Anyhow, our psychic spent 10 minutes arguing with the captain, and then someone, I'm not gonna name any names, suggested she instead open the door Trit Krava was at, and when she did, because that's such a good suggestion, I had no idea who came up with that. We entered the captain's quarters where Trit proceeded to be just an useless asset. He just did things. And then the rebels took the engine room and said, we'll blow this ship to smithereens, just surrender, and they surrendered.
Didn't Trit start going crazy?
Yeah, he went nuts.
Yeah, he went nuts, but he went nuts in a not so useful manner by just
kind
of like
screaming.
Being background noise.
He was just screaming.
He was just background noise.
I don't know, but I mean, like, I see what I got from that was that his psychic implants were kicking in.
He hasn't got a psychic implants yet.
I haven't given him any implants yet.
Gwen did like prod the psychic nodule in his brain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be great when that finally actually bears fruit.
Yeah. Oh, so many exciting things happen. I think that's everything. But before we actually play, 3 of us need to do something very important.
Yeah, because we've leveled up. Because we've leveled up.
I kind of want to go last because I know that you 2 are going to get
first, Matt, just because you said that.
Ridiculously high. Well, I want to see how high theirs are because warriors get ridiculous HP.
Oh, you want to see me roll hit points?
It's going to be stupid high.
All right.
Doesn't matter when he gets crit twice, apparently, though.
Nope.
46 plus 12.
The 2 warriors are the ones who went down, actually.
Is that better than your current?
No, it's my
one worse.
Hit points. Exactly.
Oh, how does Constantine have better HP than you?
Because I rolled better.
Okay, Constantine.
I literally beat him.
20 nice.
My HP goes up by 2.
So I'm just...
You can imagine what it would be like if I didn't have the Die Hard trait.
Okay. Oh, you get a plus 12. Jesus Christ. Holy shit, you rolled so bad. I didn't even look at your rolls. So that's their rolls, these ridiculously high numbers, and then there's mine.
Does your HP go up?
By 1. It's been a steady increase since level 1.
Sweet. So...
Hey, mine only went up by 2.
Mine went up by 10 last week.
Yeah, that's because you rolled awfully before. So yeah, the screen kind of fades up from black, and we see the same like area in which you guys got briefed before you went onto the EDF ship, back on the Freedom Front ship. And we see who that is here.
We see Batman.
Do we?
No. We see Caden Roberts, the exo of the Jean Marie.
Let's go over.
And he's kind of like floating in front of the group, and he nods. He says, the mission was a success. Well done. We got all the information we needed from them, and no one died. No one on our side died. That's important. So well done. You did well. The Freedom Front sends you their congratulations and thanks.
So, do you guys still hate us?
Eric looks up and down. I never hated you. Very blank expression. Regardless, they have a new assignment for us. We're leaving the EDF ships in the more than capable hands of Trit, and we're heading to Mars. He looks at Constantine.
Is this our captain? Captain? Is this our captain speaking?
This is the XO of the ship that you're currently on.
It literally says in his name he's the
Yeah, no,
XO.
I'm currently editing stats. That's why I didn't see that.
Matt's bad at this. You should know that by now.
So yeah, he looks at Constantine. He says, apparently when you said Mars was ready to turn on the EDF, the Freedom Front listened. You're going there to make your case.
Ah, wonderful. But I will say before we start any plans like that, if you could send my propaganda film back to base so they can start spreading it would be good.
It's already been sent.
Wonderful. Wunderbar.
Is Trit in the room?
He's probably like floating near the back of the room.
Okay, I won't say what I was going to say then.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. You're learning.
What do we call him? Is it Caden or Roberts?
XO.
Do you think you need to make that decision?
I mean, what have I heard people calling him? Is it like, is there one or the other, or?
The space crew generally call him Caden.
Okay. Caden, if I may, would it be possible if we kept one of the captives on board? I believe there may be some use out of him.
I just
He
look
looks
at you
you
and
up
say,
and down.
there you go.
Our orders for the EDF crew are to send them back to the Freedom Front.
Yes, but we could keep a single one, say they were killed. I believe it would be very beneficial for the research.
I turn to Matu and say, so, you wish to use unvolunteered human testing then, do you?
I never said anything about unvolunteered. Yes, Caden, he's volunteering them right now, possibly.
Also,
Use a person who without their own free will to experiment on.
I said
Aren't you-
tests, no experiments.
Morgan
just
holds
tests.
up his hands and says, "It might be a thing that someone within the EDF crew might volunteer to do if given the chance."
Exactly, Morgan. Thank you.
I put up my hand after you then and say, also, Gwen, when did you start caring about anyone working for the EDF? Half the trouble we're in is because you couldn't play nice aboard the first EDF ship.
I don't care about the EDF. I care about treating people not like lab experiments. Anyone I ever worked on, they have volunteered.
I have never said I'm going to experiment on them. I simply said tests. That includes blood samples, brain scans, nothing injected into them, unless they agree.
And I disagree with your definition of volunteers, Gwen. You've never known Dr. Matua not to use volunteers. You can't just assume that she will. Well, you don't know the situation on Earth, so.
You may not believe me to be an ethical person, but if there's one thing I won't do is Perform tests on someone who doesn't agree to it first. Well, I say
We've
tests,
been-
experiments. I won't experiment on someone unless they agree to it. I'll test them. That's non-invasive.
Also, Gwen, Matua's been our doctor for how long now? If she wanted to do experiments on us, she had plenty of opportunities and she never has. So,
That's
we should
because
give her a little trust
we
to the
killed.
Herr Doctor.
I just stopped talking.
Good.
So, Caden, what do you say? An unimportant one. Or if you're feeling like it, let me pick one.
Yeah,
Just-
a voice from the back of the room, like starts to speak, and you look around and you can see Sarah Ashford floating in a relatively similar pose to Trip.
God, I've been working
says,
her hard. Oof.
It's okay, XO Roberts. She can have the many ones she wants. I'll clear it with the front's head office.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. More than you know. I'm gonna go to the prisoners.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do during this meeting?
I just yell, "Don't touch the psychic."
I won't, don't worry.
Oh my god, a psychic shark person. That would be amazing.
Does Gwen know who the psychic is?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Well, it doesn't matter what Gwen knows.
Yeah, I mean,
Sarah pushes away and follows you, Matua.
okay.
Matua, was that your first kill?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Oh.
I think she's
Well-
probably killed someone before, like not intentionally, but that was her first intentional
Well-
kill.
I mean, first non-medical.
Yeah.
Oh, then I would raise an applause to Matua for her first kill in combat. I specify in combat.
It's probably a good specification within knowing Matua.
Thank you, Constantine. I understand why you and Morgan do it. It's exhilarating.
Oh joy, she's got a taste for murder.
So,
Only
Matua,
humans.
yourself and Sarah float your way down to where the EDF captives are currently being held. They're all in like a singular room. The Marines have been stripped out of their armor. Armament's been put off. They're all wearing like basic EDF uniforms. The Marines are just wearing their like undersuits, like whatever they had on under the armor. And then yeah, the people who are in the EDF uniforms are in the uniform still, just with any object that might be made into a weapon removed. You also notice that any like badges of rank and insignia and name badges have also been removed from uniform. Looking around the room, the captain of the EDF ship looks a lot worse for wear than she did the last time you saw her. The rest of the crew seem relatively unharmed.
How
apart
many?
from the few who were injured in the firefights.
How many are there?
There's probably because it's not the ship doesn't have like a cell. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have a brig. So this is honestly probably part of.
Well, no. How many? How many are there?
Yeah. So it's like probably half of like a cargo deck, like converted into the cell. So it's probably like maybe 30, 40 people.
Oh shit.
In this room.
Oh fuck. Okay. Okay. Awesome. I want to, on the way there. Sarah, do you mind how I picked my one?
She like shrugs, spaces shrug, and says, "No, there are two that I want you to take though. Any others are on you."
How many do I get?
Spaces shrug again.
We'll see how many we get.
Okay, so I wanna like scan all of them. And
so you should like Morgan is behind you
Oh, yeah,
somehow,
okay.
and he's just like, you should probably talk to the captain first. She'll be able to pick whatever crew members are easier to persuade.
the more important thing is compatibility. If they're not compatible, then they're no use to me.
You have the database already.
That's why
right?
I haven't scanned these ones yet, unless I have like access to their medical.
You'd have records of access to like the EDF.
To all of the EDF system. Okay, well,
Medical records on the ships.
I want to go through and like I think I improved the genetic threshold for hybridization. I improved it I think a week or two ago. I want to go through and find all of them that have an above 50% to survive the process.
There's
out
probably
out of the entire crew. Should we roll for it or?
There's probably like 4 or 5 of them.
Okay, does that include the psychic? Can we roll?
So Sarah walks over with 2 crew members, one of which are the psychic.
Is she above 50%?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I...
Didn't Sarah just say she would not accept the psychic or the captain?
That was Gwen.
Sarah said there were 2 people that she specifically wanted.
She wants me to take. She had 2 like gifts for me. And Myra's mine, they're gifts.
Alright.
That's a real look into Myra's mind.
Yeah, right. So I point out the... How many did you say there were?
It's probably, apart from the 2 that like Sarah has put to the side, there's probably 4 others.
Okay, I point them out. Those 4. They look...
Oh my god, you
good.
have like their names already, so you just kind of like give the names.
I'm gonna generate some names. Sci-fi
Sure.
name generator. Oh, let's go Dojin. Okay, we've got Dominique Blackford, Kenneth Belmont. Those are... Oh, no, I'm gonna go female names as well.
I'm pretty sure that guy used to be a vampire hunter.
Shinna Hayden. Okay, this is the first one. So we've got Shinna Hayden. Where's another good one? Shizuko Ivorone? Shizuko Ivorone?
Frank, Bob, and Bill.
You said there was 4? There we go. Malik Warwick and Avery Carton. Carton? There we go. Those are the 4 of my randoms.
Sure.
And then you can name the 2 important ones. No, they're all important now. They're part of Myra's family.
So yeah, Sarah walks in, like Sarah's kind of around the area, and she I think there's a bit of a commotion as you go to take these 6, and Sarah pulls her sidearm and just like points it at the head of the captain. He says, "Back off, or I'll blow her head off. Your choice." And just like dead stares the captain, who already looks pretty fucked up.
Myra,
I think
you're on.
Where the captain doesn't seem to stop, but the rest of the crew do.
In a loud voice directed towards the captain, but so everyone can hear. Don't worry, everyone. These 6 are meant for much greater things. They'll be fine. They're in my hands now. Big smile on her face.
Good way to initiate this conversation.
That doesn't seem to calm them at all.
I didn't expect so. Myra's just very happy. She hasn't had test subjects in a long time.
I'm not going to experiment on them. They're my test subjects.
I think there's a like.
I think Morgan steps up and he says something similar to like, "These men will be given an opportunity. They do not have to accept. They will not be harmed."
The captain. The captain calls from the middle of the room. And if they don't accept, what then? We're going to put them back in this room with us? Huh?
Exactly. We are trying to save as many of you as we can. and these men have been picked to be given the opportunity to not go with the Freedom Front, at least not directly. If you wish to remain with the where you are and not improve your circumstances, it's an admirable position. I would recommend it. You have seen what they are capable of.
What are you?
Is this new thing for me, Liam?
Huh?
This Earthers thing, is that for me?
Is what?
Yeah, he speaks it in Earthers to try.
No,
and,
Liam made a notepad or a journal.
I mean, they've been there the entire game, but that's fine.
Oh, the Earthers thing?
Yeah.
Oh, can you make me one?
Everybody has access to like
I have Mars.
handouts specific to their race. Yeah.
Okay, there's nothing in there. Can you make me a new one just for my new playthings? Sorry, sure. I mean humans that I will treat respectably.
I went to bat for you, you motherfucker.
So they
Thank you.
The captain calls something out. Do you speak Arabic, Matt?
Yep.
I speak everything.
So, yeah, she says like traitor in Arabic.
In Arabic, I say back to her, like in a really biblical, I word it very biblically. There will be no one to betray soon enough. We will all be one again, as it should be.
She shakes her head, and yeah, like there's some curses in Arabic, that follow that statement, as Sarah leads the chosen six out under gunpoint. One second, I need to stop the cat.
I was wondering what that sound was.
So the captain, the psychic, and four other people.
I don't think the captain's coming.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know the psychic's one of them.
Okay, sorry.
So, who were the other two people? Was it the captain and the psychic, or the psychic and...
No, it was a psychic and another marine.
Okay. You'll have to give them names, or unless you want me to, unless you have names for them.
You already named them.
I named my random four.
One of them's called Nedert Klebap.
Oh, that's not one of their names. That's Nigrit. No. It's Nigrit Klebap. Come on, Quack. It's an easy name.
you can name them if you want.
Okay.
And then I think as you know that they're leading, as they're being led out, the psychic, who have you, Matt? You can decide whether it's a male or female.
I think we decided it was a female. It's V Westcott.
Okay. So like Sarah, I think specifically has the a pistol against the back of her head.
She has no implants. I have them. Remember?
Yeah, that's nice. Psychics don't need implants.
I'll just tell.
So the psychic says something along the lines of like, "You don't know what I'm capable of. You can't stop me even if I want to get out of here. There's nothing you can do. What are you even planning here? Why did you take me?"
Don't worry. Don't worry, V. You'll be capable of much, much more soon.
She spits, and it's like we're in no G, because we're not the thrust currently, so it just kind of floats down the corridor and sits into one of the bulkhead. She says, she says, "I won't let you fucking touch me, huh? Traitors.
All right.
You fight with the Freedom Front now, huh? Betray your own planet."
She's an independent contractor, not a Freedom Front trustee.
I think the psycho laughs. She says, "You think that makes any difference?
It makes every difference in the world."
Suddenly, G-Man.
This is the chance you have. You can either
Okay.
you have
Kill me.
very few
Kill me.
future prospects.
Kill me. I won't follow whatever you're doing.
Don't worry, sweetheart. You're far too important to die now.
Mm.
And yeah, she you continue down the.
I understand that it is quite painful to be separated from your crew,
She,
but in
she looks-
time
she,
you'll be.
yeah. When you say that, she says, "You know nothing. Traitors don't have loyalties. Not to crews, not to planets.
But to corporations,
No one. That's what makes you a traitor."
look, you have very few future prospects. We pulled you out of probably the worst fate you could possibly imagine.
She shrugs. "I've already told you to kill me. Why the fuck do I care about future prospects?"
Well, no one knows what the future holds, my dear.
Doesn't say anything more than that.
Don't worry. The 6 of you are the groundwork for a great and important future for humanity. One where we will all get along. I will take care of you now.
You don't sound like an evil German scientist at all.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, I just picture like if in the TV show world of this, it jump cuts to me just offhandedly saying to like Leona and Gwen, I really hope Matua is not being creepy with them.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
Gwen's just standing there saying, "You know she is."
Okay, cool. So yeah, that happens. The ships depart. A portion of the EDF crew, or most of the EDF a crew are put back on board the like EDF destroyer. The remainder and pretty much everyone else you came on board the Jean-Marie with also transfers across to the EDF destroyer along with Trit. I think like as that's happening, Trit's Trit offers you a farewell, Morgan, and says that the next time you meet there'll be you'll have your contest of strengths.
Oh, we will. We will.
Oop, ignore that. Didn't mean to.
Good luck with your psychic abilities. You'll need them.
Says, can already feel it happen in my head, huh?
Yeah.
Like there goes with this. Says, feel it taking over. It's like a whole new world up there.
Oh. Part of me is jealous, but part of me thinks that maybe if you develop something like telepathy, everyone's gonna be super scared of thinking around you.
Indeed. I think you're not wrong. I think you're not wrong. Them people not only have to watch what they say, watch what they think, eh? Yeah.
It will
I'd
certainly
rather
be
blow
interesting.
things up with my mind, though. Teleports, that sort of thing.
Yeah, practical use that.
Nuts. Imagine pulling a trigger on somebody's own gun in their pocket. I like it. Lots of uses for something like that, eh?
Yeah. Put in a good word for us with the brass, with your friends, and we'll have that meeting for sure.
He nods. I'm sure we will. Before this, and he kind of like gestures around. You're probably on like a docking tube, but like between the ships, like kind of on the side that's attached to the Jean-Marie. And he like gestures behind him to where the EDF cruiser would be if you could see it. He says, "Once all this is done, yeah, I'll see you before it ends."
All right. We shake hands and we part ways as people who are more connected than probably is advisable.
And he would say, so I imagine I'm imagining like kind of everybody's here. He says, Gwen,
Gwen looks over.
next time we meet, I'm gonna put the implants up here, no?
Hopefully, we'll see what happens by then. I have all the stuff I need to work on with them with.
He nods. He says, until then, I'll work on blowing things up in my mind, eh?
Try not to do it too much. You might blow your own mind up.
He shrugs. Risk of trade.
Just make sure you don't kill yourself.
He he like smiles, like a broad grin spreads across his face. He says, I don't think it's me who's got to be scared, hombre. And he at that he kind of turns and pushes himself down the connected docking tube.
I just lean over the Constantine and whisper, saying, I never told him what happens if he overexerts himself.
I just like slime my eyes at you and say, why?
I thought we would be with him for longer.
Nichibo. Oh. Why don't you tell him now?
I mean, I kind of want to see what will happen.
Weren't you the one about not making unwilling people test subjects? Like
He
about
is
an
very
hour ago?
willing.
I just throw up my hand and yell, "Bye, Trit. Pleasure to meet you."
Like I think from the corridor, from like the docking corridor, you hear, "You too, Duster. Enjoy your time home, eh?"
Just click
There
your
we
fingers.
You give him the finger guns? You give him the finger guns?
No, he might actually pull out a real gun. So.
I think that's a really appropriate thing. He actually might. You're not wrong. Cool, awesome. Yeah. So the two ships break their dock and head off in their separate ways. The XO of the Jean-Marie tells you it's probably going to be about a couple weeks, few weeks to Mars. So settle in and do what you need to.
Does Gwen know who Matt got for his experiments?
Nope.
They were taken to a secluded place.
I mean, there's only one lab on the ship.
They
Yes.
weren't. They were taken to a bedroom. Like I'm assuming, like they were taken to a different holding cell. I mean, how many rooms are there on this ship, Liam?
Okay.
Not how. Like, is there enough for each of them to have their old holding cell, or like
They'll be in one probably.
they'll be in one together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were probably taken directly there.
But there's probably like I mean, you really should have two holding cells. One for whoever's currently being processed, and one for
Well, the one
rest.
who's being that's the lab. That's what the lab's for.
All right.
All right. So is there anything anyone wants to do in the next couple weeks? Constantine, did you want to
Yes.
run some attacks back on Mars or?
Yeah, I would like send out like space mails to anyone I know, and particularly people I knew from like the rough and tumble club days, of saying, any miscreants, delinquents, rabble rousers, find them, tell them I'm coming home. And within those weeks, I would tell Leona we're going back to Mars as well. So if she wants to see her folks or whatever, like, get that in. No, I'm not meeting them. It's not my style.
I think that's probably the first joke she makes. Like it's like we're going back to Mars. She's like, you gonna finally meet my parents? Oh,
Oh my god.
okay. Just- You know they know who you are, yeah?
I'm sure they do, but the thing is, and I look her up and down. Girls who dress like you usually have parents who don't like boys who dress like, who don't like males who dress like I do. Unless your mom likes abs.
She
I think
laughs.
you don't wear a shirt most of the time, do you?
She laughs. She
No,
says,
don't.
I'm sure she probably would, but yeah, maybe not appropriate. So be it.
So be it. We might swing by. Who knows? It depends on how. We're 1 for 1 with the Freedom Front so far, Leona. We're 2 for 2. Fucking anything could happen.
She nods. Yeah. I just got a bad feeling about all this, I guess.
There is an old Earth saying, and I know it's probably not appropriate, but Hakuna Matata.
Such a wonderful phrase.
We roll with what we're given, particularly because we are forced here, because some Frankenstein-like doctor decided to threaten an entire clinic full of people and got us chased off of Saturn.
I ain't earshot.
No.
No.
Okay. So we do what we must.
Also, we weren't on Saturn, we were on Europa at that time, I think.
But look, it doesn't really matter where we are, as long as I got my people, and Constantine got his girlfriend.
You know, she nods. Yeah. Just careful.
I'm the, look at me, I'm the image of careful.
She looks you up and down. No, you're not.
Ignore the bullet holes.
Sweet.
Yeah, what happened to the mag rifle that shot me? I want that.
It's let's in Freedom Front care.
They're
Oh.
DNA locked.
They're not, no, but look, if anyone's getting a mag rifle, it's the Freedom Front personnel.
It's probably
Yeah.
Trit, right? Trit's getting the mag rifle.
No, he's a knife and gun person strictly.
Yeah.
You think Trit doesn't already have a mag
That's a
rifle?
very valid
Yeah.
point.
Also,
Get the mag.
Trit to me is like Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid. Like, he could have any gun he wants, but he wants his fucking pistol. That's all he
Pretty much,
wants.
yeah.
He's like, this is all I need.
It's like you get the impression that Trit pretty much has access to the entire Freedom. Well, he's one of the top 4 in the Freedom Front. He has access to the entire Freedom Front's arsenal, which is a whole bunch of stolen weaponry. He could use literally anything he wanted, but yeah, he goes in with his pistol. He likes his pistol. Alright, cool. Is there anything anyone else wants to do?
Yo,
Go for
I
it.
have Arlene Santos to do something with, but you can go first.
Gwenna's gonna do 2 things. To start off with, she is going to investigate the implant she took from the psychic to see if she can figure out what kind of powers the other one has.
Sure, that's
cool.
yeah, that's pretty easy. You basically you can hook them into a piece of kit that I assume you'd have. It'd be probably a modification onto your combat.
Yeah.
And it'd give you like a readout, like a specifications readout. And each implant is specifically triggered to their individual disciplines.
Yeah.
The Psyche in question is a Metapsionic. And
Alright.
a pre-
Oh, joy.
And a what?
Precog.
Ooh.
Do I
She
have
can
any
see the
idea
future.
how they are?
Sorry?
Do I have any idea how powerful she is?
To hazard a guess, was probably in one of the pretty much all the EDF site augments were in one of the first few waves of the augmentation process. It was pretty much fast tracked for military use, original purpose.
Yeah.
She'd be mid-level Psyche, a little bit more powerful than you think?
That's gonna be fun. That's just smiling, which makes me very uncomfortable. You said that. Would you say that Gwen knows that she's on board or no?
I mean, Gwen knows she was on board the EDF ship. I don't think Gwen knows that she's on
That's what I mean.
the Jean Marie.
And if that's the case, I'm going to go down to the lab and start working on Trit's implants.
Sure.
But while I do so, I'm also trying to design it so it actually weakens his power when a certain thing is activated.
Okay, so you're basically just trying to build it with like a bottleneck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like something or something.
Sure. Let's get a roll in. So I feel like the thing you're essentially trying to do is limit the amount of effort that he can apply.
Yeah, like
every
make it
couple
block him
of-
from using the more powerful shit he probably could, kind of stuff.
Sure.
That's totally not going to backfire at
It's
all.
like gonna be the thing where he's more powerful without the implant.
Is it something like you can activate, or something that will just be there?
I think it would be more like it would just be there. I don't think it's going to be possible to build it to be activated unless you crit this roll.
And what am I rolling? Program or fix?
You might
That's
be able
probably-
to before you
give
roll.
that-
You might be able to ask Vinny or Erica if they could help. I don't know if they have skills for this.
They wouldn't know enough specifics about.
This is more of like
Yeah, it's worth
this
a
is
shot.
more engineering than it is medical.
I mean, like you could like the only person on board who could probably help you would be Sarah, but
You
I don't
probably-
really
I don't
think
know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how well explaining your plan would go down with her.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Mm.
Telling the people I'm trying to double cross that I'm trying to double cross them.
Yeah.
So program or fix, Liam?
That's up to you, dude. I can see a case for either, so whichever one is
Both
better.
level 2, so it doesn't really matter which one I use.
Up to you then. Whichever one you think. Whichever way, would Gwen go about this in a more technical way? Would she try and edit the hardware, or would she try and like modify the code that's running in it?
She's doing it physically through the hardware,
sure.
so it's
Modify
hard
the hardware.
someone else tries to get
Different.
into it. Intelligence. Okay, and fuck.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
bad.
So yeah, like you can't figure out a way of like remote activation, but you can absolutely bottleneck the hardware.
Okay, and that's probably what Gwen's spending most of her time on.
Sweet. Yeah, I think the modifications will take you a little while to do anyway. So, at least half of the journey would be your project.
She's just trying to do it so that Sarah doesn't understand what she's doing.
Okay, the entire project would be that.
Yeah.
Let's get another roll to see how well that goes, because obviously it's going to take longer to do.
Yeah.
And what skills does this game have? I have to do this in literally every game.
Stealth.
Maybe like stealth. Is that in the system?
Yeah.
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 Sneak.
It's
Yeah.
Sneak.
Sneak. There you go. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that works.
Dex or wisdom, because I'm trying to. It's like not trying to like physically hide from her. I'm just,
Yeah,
like,
I would say it's more wisdom because you're trying to mask what you're doing by making it look like something else.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nice.
Sweet. Awesome. She's probably not going to be able to know that.
Good to know.
Where is her character sheet?
Liam makes his roll in secret. I'm assuming.
I'll make it publicly. I'm just
Ooh.
checking her stats. So she has the. Come on. Okay, fuck it, I'll just manually roll that. I think I said that properly. What should I make her roll? I guess I'm probably gonna roll her program. I think is most appropriate.
Notice.
Wouldn't it be noticed?
I think that's the best. I think it's less.
You can argue.
Notice
Yeah.
and more like figuring out what Gwen's doing.
Oh, she
Yeah.
was.
It was my like.
Imagine like
In
she's
my
running like a
argument.
diagnostic system over your
That makes sense,
equipment.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more. I feel like that's more more the way I see that. So she's
That
got
makes sense.
a 1 in. And a 2 in program. Yeah, no, you're good. She won't. I think she maybe thinks of a better way to like make. It's like she thinks you're doing the job of making the augment sloppily. Like she thinks she could have done it quicker, but she hasn't figured out what you're actually trying to do.
Like part of the way I'm doing it around as well also is making it confusing for her, so she doesn't understand like how to make augments in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, well, she pretty much she knows a lot of that.
You know what I mean? Though.
But yeah. Cool.
Also, I just realized something. We're going to Mars. Gwen can't go on planets.
What do you mean
You
Gwen
can
can't go on planets?
Mars is a relatively like Mars is also relatively low G.
Okay.
Like,
But not really that. It's not that bad, is it?
Mars is gravity compared to Earth. Where are we? So you'd weigh about 38% of what you'd weigh on Earth. So about 3/8, which is still it'll like you'll be sore as hell after it, but you'll survive it. It won't kill you.
That's why
We can put you in a little. We'll put you in a little
Well, no,
suit like Tally.
Well, yeah, you'd basically be wearing your burn suit, the like compression suit, whilst you're on planet.
Okay.
And you'd come out with like all your joints would be sore, and you'd probably hate your time there. But
Everything hurts.
yeah, pretty much. But you wouldn't be like you were on Earth, and
Yeah.
would want to get off on Earth. You'd want to get off Earth quickly.